It's Miss Sue from the Snyder County Libraries. And once again, I am here with some of your community members. Remember that we're doing a Be Kind campaign. The Snyder County Library, in conjunction with the United Way, is recognizing special people in our community who are working hard to make our communities better. And today, I'd like to introduce you to Carol Handlan, Mark Cox, and Sarah Lauver. Welcome. So I'm going to start by just saying, what is the thread? A question, what is the thread that ties the three of you together? Are you all on a certain committee, or let's just start there? Whoever wants to go.
Well, I think our thread, because I'm actually meeting Mark for the first time today, but I think our thread is Selinsgrove Projects, Inc., because all of us have some involvement, be it on the board, on the committee, or committees of Selinsgrove Projects, Inc., which is our downtown revitalization group.
Okay. And what are some of the projects right now, Sarah, that you guys are working on?
Well, Selinsgrove Projects Inc. does a lot of different projects and has a lot of different committees. I can speak to the Selinsgrove Farmers Market, which I chair at this time, and we're gearing up for our opening day on May 15th. I joined the farmers market about 6 years ago. And at that time, there was different leadership, whether it was the farmers themselves. At one time, there was a Main Street manager. And then when we lost that position, there was kind of some energy lost in terms of the market, and the farmers themselves didn't really have the time to be coordinating it. So about 6 years ago, there were 3 vendors there, and we're up to about 22. So we're really looking forward to this year's season.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Sarah, and all of you, that one of the things that I love about my town, and I love this town, is the farmers market. And I'd like to say summer is my favorite, but sometimes I think it's the fall, when people are just walking around with their sweatshirts on and getting a cookie at the cookie guy or some meat or whatever. And it's such a festive atmosphere. I go down there in the summer and I listen to music. I take my chair and I listen to music. And I really believe it's a focal point of the town right now. I know that many of the people I've had on this show have referred to the Commons and how important that place is. Who knew when it was Ray and Derek's way back when, and they said, we're going to put a green space there? Who knew what it would be? And it's such a success and such a beautiful part of our town. So thank you. Mark, you're one of the newest members, I understand. And first of all, let me ask you why it was important for you to be on this committee. And then I'm going to ask you, what's your main thing that you want to work on this committee?
Well, I've always been part of the community, trying to volunteer within the community. I'm kind of new to Selinsgrove. I lived most of my life over in Sunbury and was a volunteer firefighter, and that's how I gave back over there. There was an opportunity when I came over here. Dr. Lazar invited me to be part of the committee, and I enjoy the farmers market and I enjoy the music, but place needs a little bit of maintenance, and that's something I can do. So that's pretty much how I got there.
Okay, well, let me ask the three of you, what are some things for the future of our community as far as you're concerned, the things that you're working on, long-term, short-term, whatever? What are some things that we can look forward to in this community? Anybody?
Well, I can take that first. We just ordered our flowers for downtown planning on the Commons and for our hanging baskets. So we're excited to think spring and get those up because everybody does comment. It does really add to the town's streetscape. I'm also working on the Hops, Vines, and Wines Committee. That this will be our 13th annual, and it's SPY's largest fundraiser. So we're working on trying to pull that together during a pandemic because we did not have it last year, but we're doing hopefully a modified version this year. And I'm also booking the summer music series. We extended it this year to 13 weeks. We have 11 groups already booked, and hopefully in the next couple days, we'll have that ready. And we will be doing a fall and winter music series. So we'll be working on those shortly as well. So I'm pretty excited about that. And one other new thing coming to Selinsgrove, as a member of the Rotary Club, that we are going to be having Wheels in the Grove in August. And that will be a downtown event closing off Market Street and having like 100 antique cars downtown, or I guess 50s, 60s models cars as well. And that's going to be 4 hours of nice entertainment with music. And also that's something new to Selinsgrove. And we're excited about having that downtown to help our businesses as well.
And I think that's so important right now. People are feeling like exhausted from this pandemic. And it's good to see that there are people not like, I see so many people just stuck, like, I'm tired of this pandemic. But you guys are moving forward and you're working on stuff to make it more normal, even better than it was. And I appreciate that as a citizen of Selinsgrove. Anything from Sarah or Mark, things that you'd like to see, things that you can think of that are happening, or things that maybe we as members of a community can do to help?
I would just add that I know, especially during the pandemic, the borough has updated some of the parks in town and added some more benches and grills. And I think that's a project that they're really looking at in terms of signage and educational spots around the town. So that's been fun to see the last year, I think, too.
Grills, where would the grills be?
I think they added maybe another one down at the boat launch and at Little Norway. I think those are the two I know offhand.
Okay, neat. Mark, what would you like to see for our community?
I just want people to have a good place to go in town and be able to sit and relax and see some of the beauty around. I know we're getting ready to do the mulching and getting ready to see where the flowers are coming and get them planted and make sure everything's growing and trim everything up. And so we're just getting ourselves together, anticipating that we will be able to be out and about with other people again at some point here, and we want to be ready for that.
I just love all of you have such an optimistic view for our community, and I just love it. And today we celebrate you three for our Kindness Month, and we'd like to thank you for coming. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we sign off?
The only thing I'd like to add to whoever views this is we would love to have more volunteers, because we can't do it without our volunteers, and all of us collectively work together very hard to make everything happen.
How does someone volunteer? How do you go about doing that?
Well, they can contact Selinsgrove Projects Inc. They can go to our website at selinsgrove.net, and you could register on there to be a volunteer. Or the borough also would take information regarding volunteers. They have it in their newsletter, their quarterly newsletter coming up. There'll be a request for volunteers in there as well.
Okay. Well, you heard it here, folks. There is something that we can all do to make our community better. But these are three of the people who are working towards it right now. Thank you very much. Don't forget to come into the library and pick up your signs and your swag. And you all have busy lives. I know you do. So I'm going to let you go back to those. But thank you very much for joining us today. All right. We'll see ya.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep. So don't forget to tune in next week when we'll have someone new, someone who's working for you in your community, someone who's going to tell us what kinds of things are going on. And you know what? Let me end the way I always do. Being kind does not cost a cent. Doing something kind, small or large, makes a difference in this world. So until next week, we'll see you and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye-bye.